Good morning, everyone. Hope you've been having a good week. And I had one of those rare moments you get in the Army earlier this week to say, thank God for stupid privates. Quite simply, my wife wanted to go shopping at Bass Pro Shop, and being a guy, I'd be an idiot to say no. So we went shopping at Bass Pro Shop. There for about 4 hours, but during which she picked up a new water bottle for around the house. Got it home, filled it up, and it whistled. Didn't work. But something in the back of my head said, wait a minute, I've heard that before. Yeah, we've all heard whistles. Anyway, I'd heard that before, so I'd give it to me. I took a look at it, and right up in here, there's a little rubber gasket. It's actually a mini tube that goes down inside that the hose connects to. And it wasn't in place right. How did I figure that out so quick? Well, pretty much any idiot could. But, like I said, thank God for stupid privates. My last deployment, a couple of our new privates decided they were going to disassemble their hydration systems so they could clean them properly, which are also made by Camelback. Well, they couldn't get them back together, so we had to help them out. Sat down, put everything together, got them running right again. So, having heard and experienced a similar thing due to stupid privates, it was no big deal to wait. I've heard that before. Go in, fix it, get it running. Works perfectly. Has all week ever since. Thought I'd share that little bit of humor. Moving on to a different subject, though, something that's been sitting on my mind for a while. You should all remember Staff Sergeant Bales from about a month ago. Posted to our Afghanistan multi-deployment individual. Left his post and in the middle of the night killed 17 Afghanistan civilians, men, women, and children. Now, one of his defense teams, Mr. Brown out of Seattle, a lawyer, has stated he does not want to go through the basic process for a security clearance so that he can have access to Mr. Bales' deployment records. But he wants access to the deployment records. He says he's got nothing to hide. Everything of his is out in the open. This is Mr. Brown, the lawyer, not Staff Sergeant Bales. That, he lived through the 60s and 70s, so drugs. He lived through the 60s and 70s. He was a bass guitarist in a college band. He's had 7 marriages. Doesn't see the need for the government to go through and get him a basic security clearance so he can have access to the files. He should just have access. He's a lawyer. The thing of it is, I don't know if he just is ignoring the fact or just not thinking about it. Staff Sergeant Bales is a multi-deployment individual. He's a soldier who's been through numerous deployments, at least 3, if memory serves me correctly from one of the articles I read. That means he spent at least 3 years overseas, doing patrols, our full spectrum operation. I'm a deployment veteran myself. Which means if Mr. Brown gets access to all his files, he will have when he was where he was at, who he was with, what they used, when they conducted patrols, when they got in firefights, who died, every bit of stress or possible factor that could factor into why Staff Sergeant Bales went out and allegedly killed 17 Afghan civilians. That is a lot of information that A, is classified and needs a basic security clearance to have access to for anyone, and B, that our opposition and even some of our friends around the world would pay a lot of money to get a hold of. You get a hold of that kind of information, you can put together where he was at. I'm talking about the Staff Sergeant, Staff Sergeant Bales, where he was at, his routes, patrols conducted, how they were conducted, how effective various types of attacks put against them were, what was destroyed, who was killed. And that can be used as a lot of intelligence by a lot of people. personally, if Mr. Brown doesn't want to go through a basic security clearance to get a basic secret security clearance, not even top secret, just your basic entry-level security clearance, to have access to these files, he doesn't need to be one of Staff Sergeant Bale's lawyers, because that means he doesn't want us looking at, doesn't want the government looking at and going, oh, you're friends with here, you've got contacts here. He does, all my stuff is out there. Well, if all your stuff is out there, then it's going to be a quick and easy process that's going to take about 2 weeks. It'll be done. But if he is hiding stuff, we need to know that. Because quite simply, if they can put that information and things together, it can be used to target and kill other soldiers. And I want you to rattle that around in your noggin. I'm going to leave you all with that, actually, to think about. If it was you or a family member, a loved one of yours, who is going to one of those locations, going to Afghanistan or going to Iraq, we're not really in Iraq anymore. Very minor things, not combat operations anymore. But especially if you're going to Afghanistan, where Staff Sergeant Bales was at, would you want them serving in that area with the enemy, feasibly having access to all those files and information? I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. I know what could be done with it. I've been there. So, think it over. Decide for yourself. Hit the like or the dislike button down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. Should the Army just go, sure, Mr. Brown, here's the file. Should the defense attorney, or no? Sorry, if you're not willing to go through a basic clearance that every private coming into the Army goes through, you don't need to be on the defense team. Because as the defense lawyer, you will have copies. You will have copies of all that information and access to it. Not just walking into a vault and coming back out. He'll have copies. He'll have to turn them in after the court trial, but he'll have access to copies. Let me know what you think, and I hope to see you again later. Bye.